Have you ever caught yourself thinking, why did everything change so fast with her? The subtle shift, not in her age, but in her energy, her urgency, her expectations. One day, everything seems fine, and the next, she feels like a completely different person. Here's the secret no woman over 30 will ever tell you, and it could destroy your relationship if you don't find out in time. I'm going to reveal the raw truth about what really goes on in a woman's mind after 30. It's not about love. It's not about affection. It's about a primal instinct she can't even control. And worse, if you ignore it, you could end up wasting years of your life investing in a relationship that was doomed from the very beginning. In this video, you'll discover the biological trigger that makes her push for commitment and why it has nothing to do with you. The trap of the independent woman. Behind the confidence, there's a fear she'll never admit. The exact moment you become just a strategic option, and how to get out before it's too late. But listen, if you think this is just another relationship talk, you better close the video now, because what's coming next is not for weak men. Do you have the guts to face the truth? Then hit the like button and subscribe to the channel now if you haven't already, because this type of content disappears fast. Let's begin. Truth number 1. Her clock ticks louder than yours. Have you noticed how, after 30, she seems to hit the gas when you haven't even touched the pedal? It's not desperation. It's not clinginess. It's biology screaming in her ears. With every passing month, a woman's body sends her a silent alert. Time is working against her. And, believe me, brother, that changes everything. She's not just choosing a partner, she's racing against an invisible deadline you can't even see. But here comes the worst part. What happens when she realizes you're not moving at the same speed? Here's the truth that'll shock you. She might genuinely like you, but her instinct doesn't negotiate. While you're still in let's see where this goes mode, she's already calculating whether you'd be a good father, a provider, a safe harbor. And there's no point fighting nature. Her hormones are writing checks your relationship might not be able to cash. And there's a dangerous detail 90% of men ignore: how she reacts when she feels like you're wasting her time. Worse than all of it, you might be getting tested without even knowing. That talk about the future 3 months in, the pressure to meet her family, those subtle questions about your plans, all of that is a red flag. She's not being overly emotional, she's doing due diligence. And if you slip up, you might wake up one day and realize that while you thought you were building love, she had already replaced you with someone who showed more urgency. Want to know how to flip the script? The next truth will leave you speechless. Truth number 2. Standards go up, but options go down. She demands more, but reality offers less, and that creates the perfect storm. When a woman hits her 30s, her list of requirements grows: financial stability, emotional maturity, a man who's already ready. The problem? While she's aiming for the top of the pyramid, the men at the top are looking at younger women. It's cruel, but it's the cold math of the game. And guess who pays the price when she realizes she's falling behind? You'll be surprised by what she's willing to do when her options start to dry up. Here's the paradox no one tells you about. The older she gets, the more she believes she deserves a high-value man. But that same man has way too many options to commit quickly. The result? Many women over 30 get stuck in a loop, rejecting good men while waiting for a Prince Charming who never shows up. And when desperation hits, they go back to the guys they once ignored. But there's a deadly trap in that comeback, and you need to be ready. The worst part? You might be the consolation prize, the guy who's good enough while she holds out for something better. She won't say it, of course, but her actions will. Delayed replies, excuses to avoid defining the relationship, subtle comparisons. And if you don't catch the game in time, you could end up being someone's plan B when she never saw you as plan A. Want to know how to tell if you're the choice or just the most convenient option? The next truth will give you the answer. And yeah, it's going to hurt. Comment below, "I deserve more," if you never want to be treated like a second option again. At the end of the video, I'll reveal the exact phrase you should say when you feel like she's underestimating you. Truth number 3. Emotional baggage gets heavier. Every failed relationship left scars you can't see, but you will feel. When a woman is over 30, she doesn't come alone. She brings exes, betrayals, and heartbreaks in her luggage. And the worst part, those ghosts will influence everything, from how she reacts to what she expects. One unanswered message feels like abandonment. One argument feels like betrayal in slow motion, and you'll pay for mistakes you didn't even make unless you know how to break the pattern. Here's what she'll never admit. The more hurt she is, the more defensive she becomes. She might like you, but the fear of being hurt again speaks louder. And that creates an invisible test. If you slip up once, she assumes you're just like the rest. The problem? No one's perfect. And you're being judged by a court that doesn't allow appeals. But there is a way to flip the game, and it involves a psychological trick most men don't even know exists. The hardest blow, you might end up as her unpaid therapist, listening to past drama, soothing her insecurities, constantly proving you're different. But in the end, none of your efforts erase the marks left by other men. And when you finally get tired of carrying that weight, she'll label you as just another guy who didn't understand her. To want to escape that endless cycle. The next truth holds the key, and it will set you free. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and turn on notifications now. At the end of the video, I'll reveal the secret strategy to make her forget the past and focus only on you without begging for attention. Truth number 4. Independence can hide a deep fear. The louder she says, "I don't need a man," the more you should be skeptical. Female independence is real, but after 30, many women use it as armor. Behind that strong and self-sufficient facade lies a hidden fear, ending up alone. And guess what? The more she denies this need, the more she tests you to see if you're worthy of breaking through. But there's a deadly risk in trying to be the hero of this story. Here's the contradiction that destroys relationships. She wants a man who completes her but won't admit she has gaps. She demands you respect her independence, but expects you to guess when she wants to be cared for. Get the timing wrong, and you're either the oppressive macho or the emotionally absent one. The cruelest twist. She often doesn't even know what she wants, and you become the target of her internal chaos. The harshest outcome? You could spend years trying to prove your worth to someone who's secretly afraid to let anyone get close. She'll praise you to her friends, but sabotage the relationship with impossible demands. And when you walk away, she'll claim men can't handle strong women. After 30, the clock doesn't just tick, it screams. Social pressure shifts. Before 30, it's about freedom. After 30, it's about stability. She might say she doesn't care about marriage or kids, but every wedding invite or friend's pregnancy announcement hits like a silent reminder. The independence she once wore as a badge now masks a desire she's ashamed to admit, to build something real with someone who truly sees her, without her having to relinquish control. And that's when the psychological games begin. She'll analyze every word you say, every gesture, expecting you to decode invisible signals, laugh at relationship jokes while secretly testing you for a role in her life. The truth? After 30, many women don't just want a man, they want a miracle, someone who tolerates their insecurities, funds their independence, and still fights to stay. The problem? Few men are prepared for that emotional minefield. Want to defuse this time bomb? The next truth will shock you. Truth number 5. Hypergamy doesn't disappear, it evolves. She might claim she doesn't care about status or money, but her instincts scream otherwise. After 30, female hypergamy doesn't vanish. It just gets more sophisticated. It's no longer about potential, but proven resources and stability. At 20, she'd gamble on a promising man. At 30, she demands proof of success. And you're being weighed on this invisible scale every single day. The danger? Believing she's with you just for love. Reality check. Her subconscious is constantly calculating, can he provide the lifestyle I deserve? Does he have enough ambition? Will he be a good protector? These questions run in her mind even if she doesn't realize it. And if your answers fall short, her interest can vanish overnight. Many men make the fatal mistake of thinking they've secured their spot once the relationship stabilizes. Wrong. Hypergamy never sleeps. She'll keep comparing even when committed. That friend who married a wealthy entrepreneur, the co-worker who vacations abroad yearly, it all fuels future dissatisfaction. You're competing against ghosts you don't even know exist. The hardest blow, realizing your effort will never be enough. The higher you climb, the more her standards rise. It's an escalator that never stops, and if you slip, you might find she's already eyeing someone further up. Biology wired this, and no equality rhetoric changes it. But what if you could flip the script? What if you could use this very nature to make yourself irresistible? The final truth will reveal the secret weapon few men know, the difference between being replaced and being unforgettable. Secret number 6. Regret and nostalgia shape her choices. Behind that confident woman is a voice asking, what if I had chosen differently? After 30, the weight of past decisions starts to press down. The opportunities she missed, the relationships she ended, the time she poured into her career, it all echoes in her mind. And that silent regret is driving her current choices more than you realize. You could be paying for her past mistakes without even knowing it. The ex who hurt her, the chance she didn't take, the dream she left behind, all of it becomes a filter through which she sees you. When she hesitates to fully open up, when she seems distant for no reason, it might not be about you. It might be about every time she gave her heart before and regretted it afterward. The cruelest irony. The more you try to be perfect, the more you remind her of what she lost. Your warmth brings up memories of the cold ex. Your ambition reminds her of the one who chose work over love. Even your best traits can trigger unwanted comparisons. You're fighting against ghosts you don't even know exist. But the worst part is that this regret can create an artificial urgency. She might push for commitment not because she loves you, but because she's afraid of missing another chance. She might say yes to marriage while still thinking what if about another life. And once the dust settles, you may realize you were just the safer choice, not the one her heart truly picked. And it's precisely because I understand these psychological games, the hidden fears and false urgency, that I've prepared real tools for you to protect yourself. Remember when I promised to reveal the exact phrase to make sure you're never treated like a second option again? Well, that moment is here, because now you understand what drives her, and you're about to learn how to respond the same. Woman who says yes out of fear of missing her chance is the one who'll test your limits to see if you're just the safe option. But starting today, you'll have the key to flip the script, starting with these exclusive strategies I'm about to reveal. For those who commented, I deserve more, now I'll share the secret weapon to position yourself as a priority. When you feel she's underestimating you, look her in the eyes and calmly say, I understand that you have options, but so do I, and one of mine is not sharing my time with someone who doesn't know what they want. That phrase is a psychological earthquake. It exposes the game without confrontation, shows self-respect, and puts the ball in her court. Why does it work? Because most men either stay silent and get walked over, or explode and get labeled as toxic. This cool, calculated approach breaks the pattern. Suddenly, you're not the guy begging for attention. You're the man willing to walk away if not valued. And that shifts the power dynamic completely. But be warned, It only works if you're actually ready to walk away if she doesn't step up. Saying it as a bluff is worse than saying nothing at all. The magic lies in combining the phrase with the genuine willingness to leave if necessary. That's the difference between empty words and true authority. And one more thing. Pay attention to her reaction. If she justifies herself or pulls you closer, that's a sign she values you. If she gets defensive or tries to flip the script, there's your answer. In that case, your best move is to quietly pull back, because no woman who truly wants you will let you walk away that easily. For those of you who turned on the notification bell, as promised, here's the foolproof technique to erase comparisons with ex-boyfriends. Every time her past comes up, say, "That sounds like it left a mark on you, but I'm not him, and you deserve to evaluate what we have for what it is, not what it was." Then immediately shift the topic with a question about the present. This move does three things: shows empathy without feeding the drama, reinforces that you're different, redirects her focus to the now. The key is timing. Never argue about the men's mistakes. That only keeps them relevant. Instead, create new memories so powerful that her past fades in comparison. Take her to unexpected places. Have conversations no one else ever had with her. And be unpredictably exciting. In a good way, but the final secret: when she brings up the past, don't get upset. Smile like a man who knows something she doesn't yet, because a confident man doesn't compete with ghosts. He knows that, with time and consistency, the present always beats old memories. And if you apply this the right way, there will come a day when she says, "Why was I even thinking about that?" When I have you? And if you think that's already powerful, get ready, because now I'm going to reveal 3 secret and powerful tips that will completely transform how you deal with women over 30. These tactics are so effective, they won't just make her forget the past. They'll make her see you as the man who completely redefines what she thought was possible in a relationship. Bonus. Tip 1. The power of emotional anchoring. Every time you share an intense moment together, whether it's an adventure, a genuine laugh, or a deep conversation, create a unique sensory trigger. It could be a scent, a specific cologne, a touch, a signature handshake or gesture, or a keyword. When repeated strategically, that stimulus becomes an emotional anchor. The secret is spaced repetition. Only use the trigger during peak moments, never during mundane ones. That way, when you intentionally use it again in the future, her brain will automatically relive all those positive emotions. It's like reprogramming her subconscious to associate you with happiness highs. But pay attention. This isn't cheap manipulation. It works because it creates emotional consistency, something rare in today's relationships. While most men are forgettable, you become neurologically unforgettable. And the best part? It naturally overrides her old memories because the brain always favors vivid, recent experiences. The ideal time to start? The next time you're having one of those magical moments that feels like a movie scene. Notice something unique in the environment and make it your secret symbol. Then, bring that element back during another special moment. Before long, you'll have woven a web of positive associations no ex can compete with. And once you master this technique, get ready for the most amazing result. She'll start anchoring good memories to you without you even trying. The simple smell of your cologne will be enough to trigger a wave of positive emotions. That, my man, is the highest level of emotional connection. Bonus tip 2, the selective mirror technique. Women over 30 have a deep, often unconscious, need to feel truly seen. Not just complimented, but understood at their core. The art lies in reflecting only the best versions of her back, while ignoring behaviors that don't serve the relationship. Here's how it works. When she acts in alignment with her core values, integrity, humor, intelligence, reinforce it with specific comments. Say things like, "I admire how you've kept your kindness, even after everything you've been through. But when past toxic behaviors show up, baseless jealousy, comparisons, simply don't give them energy. Gracefully change the subject. This technique is revolutionary because it works with identity psychology. Little by little, she'll begin to see herself through your eyes, and no one changes who they believe they are. The secret lies in consistency. You're essentially helping her become the best version of herself while leaving emotional scars behind. The magic moment happens when she spontaneously repeats phrases you've used to describe her positively. I really am someone who, and you'll know the transformation is complete. It's not about changing who she is, but about helping her return to who she was before disappointment reshaped her. And here's the real kicker. When you become the mirror that reflects her purest essence, she doesn't just stop comparing you to exes. She starts fearing losing you because with you she rediscovers herself. That's the real relationship alchemy. Bonus. Tip 3. The calculated reciprocity game. Most men make a fatal mistake. They either give too much and become doormats, or give too little and come off emotionally unavailable. The winning strategy is calculated reciprocity, a precise balance where each of your investments is conditional on hers, but always one step above. Here's how it works. When she does something genuinely valuable, initiative, emotional vulnerability, sacrifice, you respond with something slightly more meaningful. If she cooks for you, surprise her with an amazing dinner the next week. If she opens up about a deep fear, you share something even more personal. This creates a virtuous cycle. But the true power is in the contrast. When she becomes complacent or starts taking you for granted, take a strategic step back, not as punishment, but as a silent demonstration that your value is non-negotiable. This subtle move teaches more about healthy reciprocity than 1,000 speeches. The beauty of this approach is that it automatically filters out emotionally immature women while deepening the bond with those who are truly worth your time. And in 3 to 6 months, you'll either have a fully committed partner or the clarity that she was never the right one. Both are wins. And when you master this dance, she won't just stop living in the past. She'll start actively investing in the future of your relationship because she'll feel like she's gaining a high-value man every day. That's the kind of relationship mastery few ever achieve. These 3 strategies are what separate just another guy in her life from the man who completely redefined what she thought was possible in a relationship. Now the choice is yours. Will you apply this knowledge or let it stay theory? Remember, destiny belongs to those who take action. If this content opened your eyes, just imagine what else you don't know about relationships. Liking this video isn't optional. It's your weapon against the algorithm that hides truth bombs like this from you. So hit subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the bell because next week I'll reveal the secret of women who go back to their ex and how to make sure you're never the man she leaves behind. A video so powerful it could save you years of emotional pain. Comment below, I'm ready. I'll reply to the first 100 comments with an exclusive bonus strategy that didn't fit in this video. And if you think you've seen it all, just wait for the next one. 7 invisible signs. She's just waiting for someone better to show up before she leaves you. Because once you learn to spot this, you'll never be caught off guard again. The truth hurts, but ignorance destroys. You choose which side you're on.